Well, lovely to see you all this morning. I was just saying, it's the first time in a long time I've actually been praying for rain, much as I love this nice weather. The garden is so dry at the moment. But we've got a nice chilled out flow today because it was a full moon. I think the full moon was yesterday. You should probably be able to, morning coral, you should probably still be able to see it tonight if it's not too cloudy. I think it has been a little bit cloudy. But yes, a full moon, and this particular full moon is it's a super moon. So you should be able to see a really big moon because it's closer to the Earth. These super moons come around on a kind of regular cycle, and it's also a pink moon. It's known as a pink moon. So sadly, you won't see any beautiful rose-hued moons. But it's called a pink moon after the Native Americans named all their moons, if you like, in the lunar cycle, according to what was going on in nature around them. And at this time in the States, there's a particular flower, phlox, which has tiny, tiny bright pink flowers. So at this time of year, those are flowering in abundance, hence the term a pink moon. But I like to think that when we look at it, we can see a rose hue around it, you know. Whatever, we can dream on, we can dream on. So it's going to be a very flowing, lunar-inspired class today. So lots of soft edges, lots of nice soft side bends to get into the side body. So I'm going to start lying down today. If you want to start sitting up, feel free. We are going to come up to seated, but we're going to start lying down. We're going to keep our feet on the floor for a sense of grounding. So easing yourself down, and you can pop whatever you need underneath the back of your head. Remember that some of us have more rounded upper backs, or the back of our skull just happens to be a little bit flatter. And if that's happening when you're lying down and you feel that your chin is thrust really uncomfortably up towards the ceiling, just popping, something just underneath the back of your head can really help bring the neck into alignment with the rest of the spine there. So making whatever adjustments you need to get nice and comfortable, maybe lifting your hips a couple of times, arching your back so you can scoot your shoulder blades down and away from your ears. Chin tucking in ever so slightly so the back of the neck is nice and long, and the hands resting wherever feels comfortable. So that might mean if you are feeling a little bit discombobulated, and a full moon can have that effect on many of us. Hand on the belly, hand on the chest. Otherwise, arms resting down alongside you, preferably palms turned up, as it just opens up through the shoulders. But if you want to turn the palms down, if that feels more natural, go ahead. Just lift your toes for a moment and give your feet a little bit of a wiggle, toes a little bit of a wiggle there. And then bring your feet down to the floor, really try and spread the toes. You might want to just toe heel the feet a little wider apart so the inner knees can rest against each other there. So really feel that your feet are lovely and wide and spread. So you can get a lovely sense of grounding through your feet. And the idea being, as we focus on just getting a little bit of grounding at the beginning of our practice this morning, that the full moon can sometimes have the effect of kind of drawing the energy up the body, up into our head, so we can feel a little bit giddy. Some people have trouble sleeping during a full moon. So let's use this practice to bring us out of our heads and back into our bodies. And so this position we're in is called constructive rest. Rest is always constructive, in my opinion. There's nothing lazy about it. There's nothing self-indulgent. It's vital to our well-being. So as you allow the body to ground itself into the floor beneath you, the feet spread nice and wide, the shoulder blades broad, back of the pelvis nice and heavy. So you breathe, almost imagine that you're drawing the energy down from your head and you're bringing yourself into your body. So you're beginning to become more aware of the physical sensations going on within your body this morning. Areas of tension against areas that feel more open, pockets of warmth, and areas that might be exposed to the cooler air. So let's just focus on what is going on at this moment. And if the mind is very busy, if you've had perhaps a busy week, a busy morning, whatever's gone on before the practice, just let your mind take you to a place where you felt very safe, very calm and peaceful. Travel is a little bit restricted at the moment, but that's not to say we can't travel in our mind. So take yourself off to a destination where you can really feel at ease. It might be a beautiful, warm, secluded beach, a glade in a wood, somewhere undisturbed. And just let those feelings of peace and safety and calmness just for a moment really resonate throughout the body. That's what we want at periods during a full moon, well, at any time, but particularly during the full moon. We want to bathe ourselves in feelings of safety, being grounded, connected, to counter that upward pull of energy. So try to keep connecting with that throughout the practice today. A couple more nice easy breaths there, really feeling each breath. Coming deep down into the belly, slowing the breath down, easing away the weak as you exhale. And let this practice really be a moving meditation. So again, smoothing out those hard edges, soft curves, soft flow. Just imagining and trying to emulate those soft curves of the moon this morning. So very gently, let's begin nice and slowly, just toe heeling the feet a little closer together, bringing one knee in towards the chest and then the other, one hand on each knee. The knees might be together, they might be a little wider apart. And just start to circle the knees around. So the legs are acting as one unit, the knees are together. And we're just taking a few circles, the first of our kind of soft curves. So taking a little circle around in one direction, slowing things down, so a little massage across the tops of the buttocks and into the low back. Let's do one more nice slow circle in that direction. That's just changing the direction of your circle. So take the knees round in the opposite way, stirring the knees away from you. And then as you hug them in, you might feel the tailbone just lift from the floor. Lovely. Let's do a couple more slow rotations. Creaky floorboard underneath me. And then we'll bring the knees in towards the chest, one hand on each knee. Let's take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, slide the shoulders away from the ears as you bring your nose up towards your knees, coming into a little ball, coming up as tight as you can. So we're really getting a nice stretch up through the lumbar spine as well as through the neck. Keep breathing there. Lovely. Take one more nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, lower the head, lower the shoulders, cross the ankles, widen your knees, and just hold on behind the backs of the legs there. Just tuck your hands behind your knees. We're going to roll our way up to seated. So if you want to just roll to one side this morning, feel free. If you're with me, have a little bit of momentum there. You might even try a little balance, just poised on top of your sit bones as you come up to a seated position. So you're doing like a little boat pose at the top, albeit with the legs lowered. Lovely. Let's do one or two more. If that feels nice for your back, I just get a nice massage there. So the next time we'll come all the way up and extend both legs out in front of you. Now this is when, if some of us are a little bit weaker in the back or more rounded in the back, we start to kind of slump. So we can counter that by either popping the bend of the knees or just popping yourself up on a rolled up cushion, blanket or jumper, so you can really sit nice and tall. So let's do that. Let's lengthen up through the spine first of all. So really working those deep postural muscles now. Soften the front of the rib cage, shoulders stacked on top of your hips. We're going to do a little twist, but as well as thinking about that length through the spine. So we're going to start by taking the right arm forwards and up, and then turning the chest as you circle that right arm all the way back and down. And then just continuing. So adding the breath, inhale, arm reaches up, trying to keep the spine nice and tall. Exhale, we open and release. Lovely. A couple more times. So it's just starting to open up through the shoulder and into the chest this morning. We make that movement as big or as small as feels comfortable. Let's do one more. So you can always do this with a bent elbow if the shoulders feel a little tight today. Lovely. And then we'll bring the fingertips back down to the floor, other side. We can have the breath. Inhale, left arm lifts. Opening up through the chest. Exhale, reaching back and down. So as you move the arm, really try and stay right on top of your sit bones. The temptation as the arm reaches back that we start to move the body back. So as well as getting a nice opening through the chest, taking that shoulder through its whole range of movement, we're building up strength through the back. Let's do one more. Beautiful. And then fingertips finding the floor, coming back to center. We're going to add on. So inhale, right arm lifting. And this time as you exhale, circle the hand behind, but we're going to bring the fingertips just behind right hip. You can bring the back of the left hand just across to the outside of that right thigh as we hold that twist now. So that back of the hand or the palm of the hand, just adding a little bit of traction. Notice if you start to slump, and can you maybe just pop a bend in your knees if you need to, just to keep the spine nice and tall. The chin might start to turn, or we might keep your face in line with your chest there. Let's take one more nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, let's see if we can rotate just a little bit more. And then slowly, slowly release, come all the way back through center. Oh, that felt nice. I saw the osteopath yesterday and I feel like I moved my right shoulder for the first time in a long time properly. Left arm lifting, inhale. Exhale, fingertips finding the floor this time. Now back of right hand or the palm of the hand just comes across to the outside of the thigh there. So you can use that for a little bit of extra traction there. If you need it, if that doesn't feel nice, then you can just back off. Sitting up nice and tall, think about lifting up and out of your hips. So again, if you're getting tired, the temptation is to slump. So see if you can just build up a little bit of strength there by lifting up. Lovely. We'll take one more nice deep breath in. Breathing out, see if you can find just a little bit more rotation. And then slowly release. Come back to center. Pop a bend in the knees. Let's take the arms up as you inhale. And as you exhale, let's find a soft forward fold. So still early days in the practice. So hamstrings, lower back might be a little bit tight today. So making that bend in the knees as generous as you need to. Some of you, maybe a little bit more open, might be able to wrap your hands around your feet. But remembering that's not the aim of this pose. Aim of the pose is to find that lovely length through the spine, opening up through the back of the knees towards the floor eventually. Soft with the breath, chin tucked in, so again, the back of the neck is in line with the spine. Lovely, let's just take one more inhale. Exhale, can you allow the body just to surrender down a little bit more? Beautiful, and then we'll walk the hands back up the legs. Coming back up to seated, give the knees a little bounce, and then we'll cross the legs right in front of left. You can cross at the heel, one heel in front of the other, or just slide the feet a little further apart there. Fingertips finding the floor in front of you. So inhale, take the arms up. And as you exhale, open them out to the side and add a little circle through the wrists. So begin to rotate the wrists there. Lovely. Inhaling, sweeping the fingertips forwards and up. At this time, as you exhale, circle the opposite way. Little flamenco hands, softly, softly, softly. Beautiful. Inhaling up. This time, as you exhale, we're going to flex the wrists, really push the arms all the way out to the side. Waking up a little bit of strength there. Lovely. Last time, inhale, sweep the arms up. And this time, as you exhale, right hand down, left arm comes all the way up and over into a little side stretch. With the breath, inhale. Exhale over to the other side. So nice and grounded through the lower body. And let there be a little bit of softness there this morning. So you might take the gaze down. You might be bending that top elbow a little bit. Last time, over to the left. Lovely. Inhaling through center. Exhaling, fingertips finding the floor. Just lean into your hands so you can uncross the legs. Give them a little bit of bounce again. And then we'll change the cross of the legs. Left in front of right this time. Again, you can cross at the shin or slide the feet a little bit further apart. And again, inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, that little flamenco, so a circle of the wrists, a softness in the elbows, let everything be fluid. Inhale, sweep the arms forwards and up. Exhale, circle them the opposite way. So there might be some clicks and crunches as you do this. Lovely, ready for that flexing now, a little bit of strength. Inhaling up. Exhale, push the palms away from you as the hands draw all the way down. Lovely. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up. This time as you exhale, left hand down, right arm floats all the way up and over. Now if you want to tuck your chin in as you just tick-tock from side to side, chin in towards your armpits, you're looking up, feel free. But if it's a little bit more comfortable for the neck, feel free to keep the gaze down or just out to the side. Last time, coming all the way over to the right. Lovely, back through center. Fingertips finding the floor, extend the legs, and then tuck the feet behind you, and we'll find our way onto all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Now knees might be a little bit wider than the hips because we're going to slide ourselves straight back into a child pose, hips to heels. You can cushion up between your heels and your bottom if that gives you a little bit more lift there. Sliding the arms in front of you, forehead might find the floor there. Have a little bit of a wobble, a little bit of movement there, and then allow the body to settle into stillness. Just check that your shoulders aren't drawn up towards your ears. And if you find that you're very tight in the shoulders, pop a little bend in your elbows. So you're making more of a diamond shape with your arms. And that really does open across the upper back and the chest. So have a little try of that for comfort. Those of you whose forehead's on the floor, you might just begin to roll across your temples there. Smoothing and soothing across the brow. This will be really nice for me if Milu hadn't been lying on the yoga mat and I can now feel cat hair tickling my nose. Be in the moment, Helen, not good at cat hair. Lovely. If you're rolling from side to side, come back to center. If you've got a little bend in your elbows, slowly begin to extend the arms out in front of you. You're going to keep the hands where they are, nice and long with the arms. And then as you inhale, we're going to come onto all fours with a little arch of the back. So our cow pose, combining our cat-cow here with our child pose. As you exhale, slide the hips back to the heels, come back to that child pose. So inhale, head and heart draw forward. You might want to draw your hands back underneath the shoulders, little waves, if that's a little bit more comfortable there. As we do this just a couple more times, really drop into that rhythm of your breath. So again, use this practice as a really nice grounding practice today. So coming out of the busyness of our minds, let's do one more like that, then we're going to add on. Lovely. So we'll all meet in that child pose. We're going to add a little circle with the right arm. So as you inhale, we come forwards and up, and you reach that right arm forwards and up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, back to that child pose, fingertips reach back just behind the feet. And then as you inhale, we sweep that right arm forwards and up, so the fingertips just trail across your mat. And exhale, will come all the way back down. We'll do that twice more. Now you might choose to keep the gaze down, or if it's more comfortable, you might be following the movement of the arm with the gaze. Last time. So let this be slow, let this be fluid. Lovely. Beautiful. And this time we'll come all the way forwards and up and pause in that lovely twist. So just push into that left hand, reaching the right arm up. Bring the weight forward so your shoulder is over the wrist. We'll take an inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, back into that child pose. We're going to do the same with the left arm, straight away, fluid flow. Inhaling. On all fours, reaching that left arm forwards and up, palm away from you. Exhale all the way back to child pose, fingertips find the floor just beyond your toes. And then as you inhale, trail the left fingertips forwards and up. Exhaling back and down. So you can do this again with a bent elbow if this is more comfortable. So you can always just lead with the elbow if the shoulder feels a little tight today. We're going to do that once more, whatever you're doing. So either with a straight arm or with a bent elbow. So this time we'll come all the way forwards and up, opening up into a twist. So this time we're pressing the floor away with the right hand and lifting up through that left side. Lovely. Let's take one more inhale and exhale, lowering the hands, walk the knees back, take the hands forwards, shifting the weight forward slowly, slowly. We're going to roll our way down onto our bellies. We're going to do a little bit of upper back strength here. So you might want to have a little look at the position of the arms. So I'm going to bring my hands flat to the floor, fingertips just forwards of my shoulders. I'm going to tuck my forearms down along the side of my body. So the elbows are tucked in and pointing down towards my waist. So my arms are out in a very, very gentle V. Have a little look. Palms, forearms, and elbows on the floor. If you're very tight, you might need to slide the arms out in a more generous V and extend the fingertips a little further away from you. So we're going to keep the palms, the forearms, and the elbows pressing down, elbows tucked in, snuggled in towards the side of the body. Press into the tops of the feet. And then as you inhale, we're going to lift the chest. It's not going to be a big lift in all likelihood. And then exhale, slowly release. So we keep the gaze down. So we press into the palms, the forearms, and the elbows, and inhaling, lifting up just a little way. Keep pressing into the tops of the feet, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, release. We're going to do that a few more times. So my arms are out in a very, very gentle V. So my fingertips are kind of extended out on a diagonal. Fingertips just in front of my shoulders. Have a little look if you need to. A couple more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Really good strength for the upper back. Last one. Slide the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, slowly release. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Coming back onto all fours. Bring the knees back underneath the hips. Round the back like an angry cat. Let the head hang. Tuck the tailbone under. And just take a little sway of your hips and maybe a nudge of your head from side to side. Just ease out any tension. It's quite a strong one from the upper back, but a really good one to build up strength. Lovely. And then let that little wiggle carry you forwards until you find a tabletop position in stillness. You're going to slide your right leg back behind you, pushing away with the heel, crown of the head forwards, climb up through the belly and really press into your hands. Spread the fingers nice and wide. So you've got a lovely long line through the body there. I'm going to do a thread needle here. So keeping the hip creases pointing towards the floor. As you inhale, let's take the left arm up. And as you exhale, we're going to feed the left arm underneath the right arm. Now, if that doesn't work for you with the right leg extended, bring both knees under the hips. Inhaling, opening up through that left arm. Exhale, feed the arm underneath. Now, option is to lift that right leg level with your hip as you do twice more. Inhale. Exhale, keep the leg extended. Either ball a foot to floor or a little more balance. It stays up level with the hip. Inhale. Woo! And exhale, try to keep the hips pointing down. Inhale, let's take the left arm up. Exhaling, bringing the hand down and sliding that right knee back underneath the hip. If you need to give your hands a little shake there, feel free. So it's a really good stabilizing exercise, that one. So pressing into the hands, let's slide the left toes back. We'll all keep the ball of the foot on the floor to start with. Just roll that left hip towards the floor, press into the hands, lovely long, straight back. And then we'll thread the needle with the right arm. So inhale, we turn the chest, raising the right arm. Exhale, as you thread that needle underneath, really check that the hip bones stay pointing down towards the floor. And again, inhale, opening up. Beautiful. So again, this really gets into the upper back. Exhale. Option to lift that left leg, just level with the hip. As we do that twice more, we keep the leg lifted as you thread that needle. Ooh, a little bit of balance and stability. Well, it's all fun and games. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Lovely. Last time, inhaling up. And as you exhale, bring the hand down. Bring the knee back underneath the hip. Just sit back on your heels for a moment and give the wrists a little bit of a twirl there. Oh, someone's just dropped out of class. Lovely. So before we come into our downward facing dog. Morning, Margaret. We start at 10 o'clock now on a Wednesday. But never mind, just do a little warm up and join us on all fours, spreading the hands nice and wide. Going to tuck the toes under. Inhaling, lifting the head, lifting the heart. And as you exhale, let's push the hips up and back into a downward dog. And taking your dog for a little walk as you bend one knee and then the other, pressing the heels alternately down towards the floor. Checking that the heels are just drawing back in line with the back of the leg there, so not getting a little skew whiffy out to the side or turning inwards. Lovely. And then finding a little bit of stillness there. You might need to pop a bend in your knees, wiggle your hips up and back. Upper arms alongside the ears. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, you can breathe out through the mouth or just breathe out through the nose. Get a nice sense of cleansing and releasing as you breathe out. A couple more times, breathing in. And breathing out, use some sound if you like. Last one, nice deep breath in. Beauty of home practice, no one's there to hear you. Lovely, let the body settle. And then moving really slowly, remember it's a meditative flow today in honor of the full moon. Let's walk towards the top of your mat. Bringing your feet just behind your wrists, generously bending your knees, maybe cradling your elbows, tucking your chin in, and have that little sway, that little half moon that you're drawing with your arms as you take a little sway from side to side. If you prefer to, bring your hands to rest just above your knees, so you're lifting your chest up. If you don't like a forward fold, feel free. Lovely. And then coming to stillness, let the arms dangle in front of you. Keep the knees soft as you take your time to roll your way up to standing. It comes up last. Rebuilding the spine. We just adjust the camera. Yeah, sorry, Margaret, we start at 10 o'clock now on a Wednesday. I'm sorry if you didn't get that message. Lovely. Let's come to our mountain pose. So the feet hip width apart. Again, you might want to just lift and spread your toes. And we'll bring the hands to the heart. Soften the shoulders, lifting breastbone to thumbs. So really feel connected with all four corners of your feet there. We're going to do a little flow here, just getting into our side body. So we're just going to move the right arm to start with. So as we inhale, we're going to take the right arm all the way up. Left hand stays at the heart. Exhale, take a little side bend over to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, bring both hands together at the heart. Other side, left arm lifts, inhale. Exhale, take that little side bend, half moon, pushing the hips to the left. Inhale through center. Exhaling, hands back to heart. Lovely, staying with that. All this time, softening the knees and stepping your right foot just behind your left foot, coming onto the ball of the foot there. Little softness in the knees. Inhale as you reach the right arm up. Exhale, take that little half moon stretch, pushing the hips maybe a little bit more out to the side. Inhale through center. Exhaling, feet coming together as the hands come to the heart. Tuck the left foot behind the right foot. So just coming onto the ball of the foot, softness in the knees. Left arm lifts, inhale. Exhale, take that little half moon, push the hips over to the side. Lovely, inhale through center. Exhale, hands to heart, feet hip width. Inhale, both arms, nice big circle all the way up above the head. And as you exhale, turn the palms away from you. As you bring the hands behind you, we're going to see if we can make a fist. So elbows stay nice and bent. We're just going to bring the thumbs to nestle in your lower back there. See if you can roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Squeeze the elbows towards the wall behind you. Lift up nice and tall. So we've got the option to stay there with the hands just resting very closely on the low back. Or the palms might separate a little bit as you take the hands down and away from you. So some of you might be able to keep a closed fist. That's really tight on the shoulders. I prefer just to open up through my palms there. Lovely. So open up through the front of the body. Gently squeeze the bottom. Push the hips forwards just to open up through the front of the hips. Lovely. Take one more inhale. Exhale, release. Just bring your hands just to rest on your bottom. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, we'll slide hands all the way down the backs of the legs, coming into a forward fold. Slide the hands up the front of the legs to your shins or to your thighs, lifting up halfway as you inhale. Exhale, sliding all the way back down into that forward fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms all the way out and up. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to bring the hands down to the heart. Lovely. So we're going to do a little moon salute now. So a really soft, meditative flow. Let's see if we can tune in with our breath. Nothing overcomplicated. So we're going to start moving the right arm and the right leg. So the first one, we'll just take our time and then we'll pick up with the breath. Beautiful. So this time we're going to circle both arms up as you inhale, taking hold of that right wrist. Exhale, take a little half moon over to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, we're going to change sides, so clasping that left wrist. Beautiful. Inhaling, reaching up tall, separate the arms. And as you exhale, we're going to find a chair pose. So some of you might feel comfortable keeping the arms extended in that nice wide V. Some of you might want to drop the arms level with the shoulders there. The choice is yours. So sink back, weight in the heels. You should be able to freely move your toes. And we're going to move the right arm first. So we'll take an inhale. And as you exhale, back of the right hand is going to come to the outside of the left thigh. Take a little peep underneath your left armpit, little twist. Inhale back into that chair pose, both arms in front. Exhale, left arm comes across, a little peek underneath right armpit. Beautiful. Inhale through center, back into your chair pose. Exhale, let's lower down into a forward fold. Finding your halfway lift as you inhale. And as you exhale, plant the hands and we'll slide or step the right leg back and drop the knee. Toes tucked or flat, choice is yours. If you feel a little bit wibbly wobbly, walk that left foot over towards your left hand. And then use an inhale to sweep the arms up. So keep them in a nice wide V as though you're holding a lovely full moon. And as you exhale, we'll bring the hands all the way down, frame the front foot. Pick up the back knee, take the chest and the gaze forwards, and keeping your shoulders above your wrists. As you inhale, step back into plank. And as you exhale, lower your knees, flatten your feet and come all the way down onto your tummy. It's lovely. I'm going to do 3 cobras here. So option is to widen your hands if your shoulders feel tight today. So as you inhale, pressing into your hands, getting a little bit of wave of movement through the chest as you inhale. Exhale, coming all the way back down. So twice more. Use that whole length of breath to bring you all the way up into a little cobra. It might be big or small, hands might be wide off the mat or underneath the shoulders. Really using your intuition, what feels nice for your body. Exhaling, coming all the way back down. Hands underneath the shoulders now, so we can push up onto all fours as you inhale. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. Exhale. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And a nice cleansing breath out through the mouth. Lovely, let the body settle. If a downward dog isn't for you, feel free to come onto all fours. So bringing the feet a little closer together if you have them very wide apart. Right leg lifting as you inhale, right leg again. Exhale as you step it forwards between the hands, dropping that back knee. Sweeping the arms up, nice gentle V with the arms as though you're supporting that lovely curve of a full moon. And as you exhale, bring the hands all the way down. Pick up the back knee, look forwards. And as you inhale, step the feet together to the top of the mat. Exhale as you fold. Sweep the arms all the way up as you inhale. Maybe looking up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the hands to the heart. Lovely. We'll do the left side. And we'll see if we can add on with the breath. So inhale, take the arms all the way up, catching hold of the left wrist. Exhale, let's come into that little half moon. So you push your hips over to the left. Inhale through center, changing the clasp. Exhaling. Inhaling, reaching up nice and tall. And as you exhale, I'm going to come into that chair pose. So just pause there for a moment. You can always lower your arms. Just feel nice and comfy there. So hips drawing back, weight in the heels, chest nice and lifted. So if your chest is pointing down, see if you can maybe just lift the hips and lower the arms. Left arm moving, inhale. Exhale, left arm comes across to the outside of that right thigh. Little twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, take that little twist to the left. Right arm comes across. Lovely. Inhaling through center. Exhaling all the way down, soft forward fold. Lifting up halfway as you inhale. This time as you exhale, sliding or stepping left leg back, lowering the knee. Toes can be flat or tucked under. Nice breath in as you sweep the arms up. Generous V, you might lift the gaze. Exhale as you bring the hands down. Pick up the back knee, keep the weight forwards, and as you inhale, step back into plank. Exhaling forwards and down onto your belly, your knees might touch the earth first. 3 little cobras. So again, inhaling, widening the arms if you need to. And really tuning into your breath. Exhale, let the body wave all the way back down. So catching the wave of the breath now. Twice more, really gentle. So you might be coming up higher or lower than me, depending on how your back feels. Last one. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Avoid throwing the head too far back. Hands underneath the shoulders. Inhaling onto all fours. Exhaling, toes tuck, hips lift, downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose. And sigh the breath out. Let the heels sink, let the hips be high, let the sides of the body be nice and long. So again, just stepping your feet a little closer together for stability. So we can lift the left leg on an inhale. And as you exhale, step or help it forwards. Dropping that back knee down. Ready for that lovely low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Inhaling, reaching up. Heart open. Exhale, bring the hands down. Lovely. Pick up the back knee, look forwards. And as you inhale, step or spring your right foot forwards. Exhale as you fold over the legs. Soften the knees, sweep the arms all the way up. Inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Let's pause. So we're going to add on this next time. If that doesn't work for you, you can carry on doing that soft lunar flow that we've just done. If you're ready for a little more, we're going to add on. So right arm, right leg leads. Inhale, sweep the arms up, catching hold of that right wrist. Exhale, take that little half moon stretch, starts the same. Inhale through center, over to the left, little tick-tock, really moving with the breath now. Inhaling, arms apart, reaching up. Exhaling into that chair pose. Lovely. Hips back as you inhale. Exhaling, right arm comes across the body. Have a little peek under left armpit, little twist. Inhale, chest to center, back into that chair pose. Exhaling, left arm slices across. Lovely. Keep the knees forwards. Inhale through center. Exhale into that forward fold, hips nice and high. Inhale as you lift up halfway. And as you exhale, plant the hands, step the right leg back. Now, option to drop the knee or walk that left foot out towards your left hand so the feet are on a diagonal, ready for a high lunge. So wherever we are, as you inhale, sweep the arms up into that lovely crescent lunge, so offer the heart forwards and up. And as you exhale, we're going to bring the hands all the way down. You might need to slide that right leg back so you can drop your hip, open up through the chest. And as you inhale, left arm lifts into a little twist. Exhale as you bring the hand down. Ready for that plank. Inhale into plank. You can always take a child pose and have a rest. Exhale as you lower all the way down. Lovely. Just one cobra this time, or an upward facing dog, pressing into the palms of the hands and the tops of the feet. And then coming back into your downward dog when you're ready. Hips nice and high. Take a nice deep breath in. Sigh the breath out. Are you ready? Right leg lifts. Inhale, coming onto the ball of that left foot. Exhale, step or help right foot forwards. So making sure your feet are on a nice diagonal if you're coming up into that high lunge with me. Inhaling, catching the breath, reaching the arms up. Maybe taking the gaze up if you're feeling confident this morning. Exhale, lowering the hands down. Drop that back hip, keep the chest forwards. And as you inhale, right arm lifts, take that twist. Exhaling, bringing the hands down. Inhale, step or spring the feet together, top of the mat. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, reaching the arms up, catching hold of left wrist, straight in. Exhale, half moon, last round. Inhale through center, catching hold of right wrist. Exhale. Inhale, reaching up nice and tall. As you exhale, sinking the hips back into that chair pose. Take a nice deep breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, left arm slices across, back of the hand to the outside of the thigh. Keep the knees forwards. Inhale through center, temptation as the knees start to roll in and out. Right arm coming across. Here we go. Last time, inhale through center. Exhale, float your way down into a forward fold. Lifting up halfway as you inhale. And as you exhale, left leg goes back this time. So option, drop the knee or make sure the feet are hip width apart. Ready for that lunge. Inhale. If you're in that high lunge, pop a little bend in that back knee so you can drop your center. Exhaling, hands come all the way down. Inhaling, we're going to come into that plank. Exhale as you lower all the way down to the floor. Beautiful. Into that little cobra or upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhaling, downward facing dog. We've got a little twist, didn't we? Take a nice deep breath in. Sigh the breath out. Beautiful. We'll add it on this next time. So this time we'll take the left leg up as you inhale. Exhale, step or help that foot forwards. So again, hopping that right foot out to the right, ready for that high lunge if you wish. Inhale all the way up. Now I'll remember the twist. Exhale, bring the hands down. So we're going to slide the right leg back. Inhaling, left arm lifts. There we go. Exhale, hand comes down. Step or spring, feet together on an inhale. Exhale to fold. Take a nice deep breath in as you rise all the way up. And this time as you exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Close the eyes if you're comfortable. Let everything settle. Soften the shoulders, lift your breastbone towards your thumbs. Nice, easy breaths there. Beautiful. So blinking the eyes open, bring your feet hip width apart if you haven't already done so. Just bringing the hand to the hips there. So see if you can find those little kind of bony protrusions on the front of your hips. I'm going to try and keep those like little headlights beaming forwards now as you just shift the weight into your left foot. Lifting up your right heel. And maybe you just bring the right heel to rest on top of the left foot. That might be your tree pose today. Or resting your heel against your shin. Or bringing the sole of the foot to rest against your inner thigh. Now, as you bring your hands back to your hips, if like me, you're quite open in the hips, the temptation is that right knee draws all the way back and you start to slightly bring that right hip bone back. So you might need to gently, it sounds kind of counterintuitive in tree when it's a hip opener, bring that right knee slightly further forwards to keep your hips nice and square. Sometimes being really open isn't always the best. Lift up and out of that supporting foot. And then as you inhale, let's take the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, soften the elbows, soften the shoulders, lovely open V. Lift up through the breastbone. Beautiful. And then bring the back of that right hand to rest on your knee or thigh. And come into a gentle side bend, so keep it really, really small as you reach that left arm over. Inhale, reach the arm up. And as you exhale, bring the left hand down and see if you can reach that right arm over the top. Woo-hoo. Both arms lift, inhale. Exhale, beautiful balance, everyone. Hands to heart, foot to floor. So it's a really tiny move there. A little shift with the weight, foot to foot. Pad it out. And then find that stability. We're going to try that on the other side. So if you're wearing shiny trousers like me, this might be a challenging one this morning. So this time we're going to peel up your left heel or foot. So option one, heel rests on the top of the foot. You can always use a wall, piece of furniture, or hands to hips. Sorry, we want our little kind of bony bits to point forwards. Heel rests against shin, or reach down and tuck that heel in. If you're bringing the foot up, make sure you're not pushing your hips out to the right. So bring the hips back to center. Again, check those little bony hip creases are pointing forwards. If you've drawn that left knee right back, bring it back just a little way so that left hip is in line with the right. Beautiful. Really push up and out of that standing foot. Let's take the arms up, take a nice inhale. And exhale, drop the shoulders, soften the elbows. So this might be enough. You might just want to stay there in this lovely open tree. Or bring the left hand down. Reach up with the right arm as you inhale. Exhale, tiny little side bend, so really gentle sway. Woo, I'm wobbly. Inhale through center. I've got this. Exhaling over to the right. That's it, beautiful. It's harder. Yeah, great. Inhale through center. One side's always harder, isn't it? Exhale, hand to heart, foot to floor. One side always feels more challenging. Sometimes balance, I always find it extraordinary that one day we can be da-da, doing all of this, and then other days, even just lifting the heel feels challenging. And Really, I think depends on our state of mind as well. If I'm tired or busy in my mind, I really can't balance at all. So coming to the top of the mat, let's come to the safety of the floor now, feet hip width apart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, last time, let the body just melt forwards into a lovely forward fold. Lifting up halfway as you inhale and taking 2 nice steps back into a downward facing dog. Lovely. Widening our feet. So as you lower down onto your knees in line with your feet, and then we'll bring the big toes together, easing our way back into a lovely wide-legged child pose there. Now again, option to reach the arms forwards, or again, if the shoulders and the chest feel tight, elbows out to the side, make a little platform for your forehead. And I really like this supported version anyway, even though I can bring my head down with my arms extended. I really do like this feeling of just gently supporting my head on the back of my hands there. Elbows nice and wide, so my upper back is open, my chest is open. Let's take a few grounding breaths there. Bringing ourselves back to the earth. Lovely. And then when you're ready, just lifting up through the chest. Pointing both knees forwards. Drop your bottom to one side and swish the legs out in front of you. I'll turn around to face you actually rather sideways. Oh, lovely. So again, we're putting the legs out in front of us. So same as at the beginning of the practice, if you notice that you're kind of doing a little bit of this and just leaning back, either popping a bend in your knees will help lift up and out of your hips, or pop something underneath your bottom, and that will tilt your pelvis forwards. So sitting up nice and tall, generous bend in the knees if you need to, or back in the knees, pressing down into the floor. Lovely long spine, fingertips just bringing down to the floor. It's called staff pose or stick pose. So we're going to come back into that little arm variation we did at the beginning, but with a little add-on. So we're going to inhale, take the right arm up. And as you exhale, we're going to take a twist to the right and cactus that right arm. So draw the elbow back and down. Inhale through center. And exhaling, coming back to center. Lovely. So left arm lifting, inhale. Exhale, take that little twist. So we draw that left elbow back and down. Lovely. Inhale through center. Exhale, release. So we've got an add on this next time. So inhale, sweep the right arm up. And as you exhale and twist, you can bring the left hand to the outside of that right thigh, just for a little bit more traction. Inhale through center. Exhale as you release. So inhale, left arm lifts. And as you take that little twist, you can always bring the right hand just to the outside of the thigh. Let's bring you around a little bit further. Inhale through center. Exhale, release. Lovely. One more each way. Either bringing that left hand across to the outside of the leg or not, if you feel that adds just a level of discomfort or a level of twist that isn't right for your shoulder today. One more. Inhale. Exhale, taking that twist to the left. So we draw the elbow back and down. Lovely. 1, 2, straight from the upper back. Inhale. And exhale. Lovely. Sweeping both arms up. Nice deep breath in. Into that forward fold. Exhale. And just notice as you yield the body forwards, maybe there's been some subtle changes. Maybe you feel a little bit more open in the legs. Maybe the lower back feels a little bit more spacious. Maybe you're just more accepting of the fact that the legs are tight and the back is tight and you're happier to bend your knees. Yoga is all about, it's not about touching our toes. It's what we learn on the way down, a wise teacher once said. And so if we're learning that lesson that our hamstrings are always going to be a little bit on the tight side and a bend in the knees is just necessary to make postures like this more comfortable and safe, so be it. Tuck the chin in. Let's take 1 or 2 more breaths there. Lovely. And then slowly, slowly come all the way back up, sliding your feet to the floor. So you can ease your way down onto your back. And just as we did at the beginning, bringing the knees in towards the chest, one hand on each knee. And again, just take a few circles in one direction. Legs are acting as one unit, so the knees and the ankles are together. As we take those little stirs in one direction. Creaky floorboard again, and then changing direction as you circle the opposite way. Little massage there. Oh, that feels nice. And then we'll come all the way back through center. Now we've got the option to keep the knees where they are, or if your lower back feels a little cranky today, bring your feet down to the floor for this next twist. So knees in towards the chest or feet to the floor. We'll bring the arms out, level with the shoulders. Now as you do that, if you've got your knees gathered in towards your chest, as you take your hands away, the knees will probably drop a little bit away from you. So see if you can scoot them back in towards your chest as you inhale. And as you exhale, let's drop the knees halfway to the right, maybe rolling gaze to the left. Use the core to come back to center. Inhale. Exhaling, knees to the left, maybe chin to right shoulder. Lovely. Couple more each way. Remember, you can do this with your feet to the floor and just tip the knees from side to side. Inhale to center. Last time over to the left. Lovely. Inhale to center. And this time as you exhale, let's bring the knees all the way down to the right side. So either the knees are tucked in quite close towards your top arm, towards your chest, or slide the feet away. The choice is yours. Lovely. So some of you might want to bring your right hand down to that top knee or thigh and gently ease the knees down as you pick up your head and turn your gaze over that left arm. Chin dropping down towards left shoulder. Easy breaths there, ringing up through the spine this morning. Lovely. If you've got your hand resting on that top knee, just release it so we've made that letter T with the arms, and then use an inhale to bring yourself back to center, and exhale, tick-tock over to the left. So again, knees might be hugged up quite close towards that top arm, or you might need to slide your feet further away from you. If you want to bring your left hand down, just to give you a little bit of extra traction, picking up the head and just turning to gaze over that right arm, so making whatever adjustments you need there. Accommodate any tightness in the back, any sensitivity in your back, always with care and consideration there. Lovely. And then releasing the arms. Let's use an inhale to come to center. And an exhale to bring both feet down to the floor, extend the legs, and take the arms above the head, coming into a gentle full body stretch there. Have a little wiggle there. Lovely. And we'll just do a nice, gentle, restorative, almost like a yinny pose to finish off. So we're going to walk your right foot, or right leg, I should say, out to the right. And then bring your left leg over to join it. So you've made a little banana shape through the lower body. Beautiful. So you've got the option to keep the legs together, or bring your left ankle to rest on your right ankle. So you just cross your left leg on top of your right leg. Lovely. So again, you can just stay here. It's a little gentle hip opener. So just make sure that both buttocks are resting evenly on the floor. If you want a little bit more, you're going to catch hold of that left wrist with your right hand and gently arc that left arm over towards the right side of your mat. So keep pressing down gently into that left buttock so you're not rolled and lifted. So we've made a little banana or C shape with the body there. And you always feel, even though we're not kind of doing a huge amount here, I can really breathe into the top of my left hip that gets very, very tight. So let's just take a couple of nice, easy breaths there. If it's too much, then just bring your upper body back to the middle of your mat, keeping the arms apart. And just let the legs do the work for you. Lovely. Slowly, slowly, when you're ready, just bring your upper body back to the middle of the mat, releasing your hands, and then just uncross the legs, bring the legs back to the middle of your mat. Maybe again, have that little wiggle or wobble. And then we'll try that to the other side. So this time, left leg comes out to the left side of your mat. So you might step off your mat. Right leg comes to join it. So again, you can keep the feet together or crossing right ankle to rest on top of left ankle this time. Just make sure you've not lifted that right buttock. Option to stay there, just gently allowing the weight of the legs to bring a little bit of openness through the top of that right hip, or left hand clasps right wrist. And you just kind of shift your upper body over towards the left side of your mat. Right arm just drawing up and over a little ways. Temptation is that we've rolled onto that left buttock, so just pressing the weight back onto that right side there, and just breathe into the top of the right hip. Always notice that one side is far less tight than the other. Just a couple of easy breaths. Maybe this morning has obviously found himself a nice dirt patch because he's anything less than white at the moment. I think I might put him on a spin cycle, he's so dirty. Well breath. And then slowly bring the upper body back first and then uncross the legs. Coming back to the middle of the mat, take a lovely full body stretch, that little wiggle, that little shimmy. And then take a nice inhale into that full body stretch. And as you exhale, lower the arms, getting ready for a moment of relaxation if you have to nip off. Thank you so much for coming. So Wednesday, remember, is 10 o'clock from here on in. And that last Friday will be Friday the 14th of May, as I'll be going back to teaching at the gym. So thank you. Classes over the weekend as well. Friday and Sunday, usual times. So if you're joining me just for a few moments of relaxation, just finding again that comfortable position for the body, that might be in that full body extension, maybe having a roll of your feet in and out a couple of times. Maybe a little roll across the back of the head, just releasing any last pockets of tension. Or bringing your feet to the floor. Walking your feet nice and wide and allowing your inner knees to rest against each other in that constructive rest pose. Whatever position you've chosen, let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And again, not worrying about what anyone else is doing, you might want to breathe out with a bit of sound. Sighing it out. Let's do one more of those. And then gently, once more, bringing the energy down from the head into the body as you become aware of any sensations, any pockets of tightness that you might want to just send the breath to. Feelings of warmth. And then pockets of coolness, perhaps, where parts of the body are exposed to that cooler air. A little bit chillier this morning. Maybe the body feels a little bit more spacious at the end of a practice. Maybe you're simply more aware of where those pockets of tightness are now, having moved your body this morning. That's no bad thing. And then again, let the mind carry you once more to that place where you feel safe and calm and peaceful. That beautiful, wide, sunny beach you've been dreaming of. Hopefully it won't be long now before you're there in person. Or that secluded forest, beautiful garden, wherever it is, just travel there in your mind's eye. Those feelings that you get when you visit that place, those feelings of safety, of feeling calm, feeling at home. Just seeing if you can emulate them again, just in your mind's eye, those feelings. Just suffuse your position and relaxation just for a few breaths. I'm back in France. Hopefully it won't be too long before we're there in our beautiful magical spaces in person. And yet we can still recreate, to a degree, those same feelings that those places evoke. And really letting those feelings of safety, feeling grounded, feeling at home, seeing if you can carry them maybe into the next 5 minutes, maybe into the next hour, maybe for the rest of the day, coming back to those feelings. So as you begin to ready yourself for whatever the rest of the day might present, knowing that you can return to that safe, beautiful, calm space in your mind's eye whenever you need to. So on that thought, just gently begin to wiggle your fingers. Maybe have a little roll across the back of the head there, or stretching out the neck. And then do whatever you need to do. Sometimes a nice full body stretch, sometimes simply bringing your knees straight in towards your chest and having that little circling of the knees feels comforting, whatever the body is kind of waiting for. And then when you're ready, just rolling quietly to rest on your right side or your left side. You might stay there for a bit. And then coming back to a comfortable seated position with me. Feeling again really lovely and grounded there through your sit bones, connected to the earth beneath you. Lift up and out of your hips, so just lengthen up through all 4 sides of the waist without flaring the chest forward. So soften the chest, soften the shoulders, soften the face. And with a little smile on the lips, let's take the arms all the way up, knowing we've started the day in a beautiful way together. Exhaling, hands to heart, chin to chest, and just thanking one another, albeit remotely, for coming together to share our practice on this beautiful full moon Wednesday, full pink moon. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So you might get to see it tonight. Nice moon. Be very pink though.